Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Sisternino here, and I am just delighted today to get the chance to catch back up with one of my all-time faves. Here she is, of course, from Survivor Marquesa, from Survivor All-Stars, and so much more. It's Kathy O'Brien. Kathy, how are you?
I'm great. It's so good to see and hear your voice.
It's great to see and hear you because you, first, if I may say, you look great.
Oh,
And
thanks.
of course,
Yeah.
you sound great too.
Yeah, no, life is good. But of course, I grab life, right? I enjoy it. I'm positive about it all, despite everything going on in Washington and whatnot. But,
Sure.
it's a joy just to be healthy, and suppose I live in a healthy state, right? So I'm going to
Vermont
CrossFit.
or a state of mind?
No, both.
Yeah.
State of mind, but also Vermont. I mean, we eat well, we're outside, we ski, we hike, and I think it keeps you young. You got to do it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's your secret?
Yeah, it's totally. You have to keep moving, right? I mean, I hike mountains, ski, snowboard, swim,
You
sail, and
snowboard.
yes, I learned to snowboard. You know what happened is after Survivor All Stars, the local ski area gave me this promotional package that every Sunday they picked me up with 5 friends and we went to Jay Peak and we were in this learn to ride program with Burton Snowboards. And
Hmm.
we had to be up there all day, but we learned to snowboard with these really cool, rad dudes. And it was a riot that went on for like 6 Sundays in a row. And when you're on a snowboard every Sunday for 7 hours, 5 times or 7 times, you're going to learn how to
Yeah,
snowboard. And so we all learned how to snowboard. It was really fun. They picked us up in a stretch limo. It was fun.
to go on a snowboard. Do you still snowboard?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert, but I swoosh down. Snowboarding's wonderful just because it's like surfing. Your hands are
I'll take your
free.
word for it, Kathy. I don't
Yeah, you
know.
should snowboard. I mean, it's such a freeing
I should,
experience.
shouldn't I? Right?
Yeah, yeah, come up here. I'll give you a lesson.
Okay, that sounds good. What's your favorite thing to do out of all the different activities that you do?
I would have to say sailing on Lake Champlain. It's
Wow.
just really fun. We got a lot of wind here. I'm a sailor though, right? I've sailed the ocean, so it's just enjoyable. We have the Green Mountains on one side, the Adirondacks, and it's a long lake. So it's just fabulous. Our summers here are like out of a movie. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, I can imagine it. When you sail, how many people do you need on the boat to go sailing, or can you do it by yourself?
Oh, you can do it by yourself, but I'm usually sailing with like 2 or 3 people, and we
Yeah.
crank it out. I used to
And you
sailboat
have a
race
few
too on the ocean.
drinks.
Oh yeah, drinks, apps,
Yeah.
the sun setting on the Adirondacks.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And our summers up here because we're north. It gets dark at around 9:30 at night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you can go sailing from like 5 to 9, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our
Well,
lake is cool. Just so you know, our lake is very beautiful. It's almost 400 feet deep, so it's
yeah.
clear, beautiful water.
Hold on. Wait, is this a commercial that you're trying to get people, get leads to like,
No,
hey, Kathy, I need to move up. I need a summer home in Vermont.
no, I just love my state. I love our
Hmm.
little state,
You're such an
even though it's
evangelist for it.
it's expensive up here, but our little state. I mean, Bernie Sanders, right?
Yes.
Yes, I mean we were the first state that had vaccinations on our children. We had 75% of our population was vaccinated and everybody else was having huge problems. I mean, we got our act together up here.
Yeah. Kathy, are you getting ready to run for office in Vermont?
No, no, but it was funny. I think what was funny is I
I'd vote
think
for you.
oh yeah, I think after Survivor All Stars, the Republicans came and wanted me to run for Secretary of State, and I'm such a Democrat.
Really?
Oh yeah, but wait a
Really?
minute.
Yeah.
I am such a Dem. I am so blue. It's a blue state.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I didn't do it.
Okay. So you played on Survivor All Stars, and then the local Republican Party came to you. They wanted you to run for what office? Secretary of State?
Secretary of State. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was embarrassing is, I mean, I'm pretty good at politics. I get involved, but it was just because of the name recognition. They needed
Yeah.
somebody with a name. It's about name recognition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. I couldn't be
Yeah.
even a
What was
moderate
their
Republican.
pitch? What was their pitch to you?
They said you have good name recognition, and we need another candidate for Secretary of State.
Mhm.
Oh, great. But and this was like in a closed door meeting. It was very secretive.
Yeah.
Said, I think it's wonderful that you think I could take on this job. I wish actually I had because I didn't realize the Secretary of State by now has a control on the voting systems, right? And I would
Mhm.
be so active with that in other states because I think what's happening is a problem. But
Right.
anyway,
You get, and people switch their affiliation. You'd be like, "Oh, I'm independent," you know.
yeah, no, I could have, but no,
Yeah.
but I just didn't want to do it. No.
I could see you as somebody who I think that I would feel very assured if you were running something for me.
Oh yeah, thank you. You know what though? I would like to get into politics, but it's not in the cards. But at that time, I was intrigued by it, but
Mhm.
not now.
Okay. Well, Kathy, thank you for making some time to come here and talk about all things Survivor. Do you keep up with the new episodes of Survivor?
I do. I do watch it. I don't like, dive into every little
Right.
criteria and things that are happening, but I have these friends that still watch it because I was on the show. So I sort of have to keep up with it and then we chit chat about it, but not heavily. And yet
Mhm.
and some of the shows, I didn't get into, but some of them are good. Like I think this season 49 is good. And because
Yes.
I love when the producers change it up. Like I love this last episode where they had 5 and 5. It was like, yes, you need to break these people apart. I thought that
Yes.
was really smart. And do you remember? I remember after Survivor Marquesa, and I don't know if you ever
Yes.
talked to the challenge people, but I didn't realize that they build parallel challenges. So if all of a sudden there's an issue and say everybody's dehydrated, they do a softer challenge.
I
And
didn't
I
know
wonder,
this.
yeah, I
That might be
remember
in the old days. I don't think that they have this
I
anymore.
don't
I
think
feel
they
like
do
that.
it now, but they did it
Yeah.
back then, and I went, "Really?" They said, "Yeah,
Mhm.
we always have, like, a parallel challenge built." And I wonder, though, if that 5 and 5 was kind of one of those parallels, like, we need to break these people apart, but anyway.
Mhm. Yeah. I think they tend to do that a lot in these newer seasons where they do it at 12, they do it at 10, and
Yeah.
so they have that. And it was, I thought, an exciting week for the show, even though I don't like it as much when if they're merged. I feel like, Kathy, keep them merged. What do we need to break them up? We just saw them not merged.
I know, but wait a minute, they had to do it. It was too predictable. I thought it was getting dull. So, throwing them in on that 5 on 5 was great. I thought it was a
Yeah.
great move.
Do you have
And
a
of course,
favorite play?
but here's the thing. I remember on All Stars, yeah, it was All Stars, where
Yeah.
I can't remember what episode it was, but all of a sudden we were split apart into 2 groups. And I distinctly remember calling over to a CBS official going, "Well, wait a minute, it's every man for himself. This is individual play. And now I'm drawing rocks to be on this random team." And it was a really tough gauntlet challenge, right? And Big Tom was on my team, and we had to we had to be under things and crawl. And I
Mhm.
went, we're doomed, right? So,
Yeah.
and we did lose, but at the same time, I was upset about that because it wasn't every man for himself. So, but it made for interesting TV. Anyway.
Do you have one of the players that you really find yourself rooting for or resonating with this season?
Well, I do. It's Sage, right? Because she's hysterical. I mean, I love her eye rolls. The girl's
Mhm.
funny, and she knows how to get in and play, but then she has to pull back because she's going on too hard.
Yeah.
So
Do
I
you
think she's
see
good.
any of yourself in her, in that her story was originally like, "Hey, I'm not really fitting in with my first group,
Oh
and like
yeah,
I'm gonna go out and then find my own people."
yeah, no, definitely. There was a very common thread,
Hmm.
from Marquesa where I was definitely people thought I was weird.
Yeah.
And I did. I didn't know. You know what? I didn't know how to play the game because I'd never watched it. So, but I was definitely being flagrant and wild. And then I got into it and understood
Yeah.
what was going on. But it was more about, understanding the different personalities. It was hard. And I think she's doing the same thing,
But
slowly getting into it
I
all.
feel like that, if people did think you were weird, I don't think you're weird. Well, why did people get that impression of you the first couple days?
Yeah, but wait a minute. They were editing me whistling, "Come get the
Yeah.
food." I
Mm-hmm.
was negotiating the all those shells I
Oh yeah, you
found.
found a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, "Okay, if we build a shelter, I'll give you the food." I mean, it was all wrong, but I was
Mm-hmm.
kinda pissed off, like, we didn't have shelter. Everybody was just sitting around wondering what we're gonna do. I remember the producers came to us and said, "You haven't made fire to boil water. We can't even start the show until you get some fire going." So, I was just too dominant and, boastful, and then I was humbled when they did build the fire and gave me the first drink of water. Like,
Yeah.
I crumbled. I went, "Oh my god, what? I was being such a bitch and you waited to drink the water for me to come back? Like, what?" So after that, I realized, wait a minute, these people are good people and we need to get along.
I feel like I don't know, or if I did know, I think I forgot. How did you get involved with Survivor?
Oh, it was just a double dare from people at the office. That's all it was. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't even want to go. But the thing is, and I hadn't watched any shows. I think I heard about the pig that came on Australia, the little
Mm-hmm.
piglet. And
Yeah.
in my audition tape, I totally was sarcastic saying, "I know you guys filmed this in a New Jersey studio. I know it. It's all fake." That's what I
Yeah.
said. And because I
You
didn't
negged
get it.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, I was sarcastic. And I mean, then all of a sudden I think the video was due within 48 hours. We FedExed it out. I threw dirt and worms into the FedEx package, but I didn't even know what was going on. I was just very sarcastic and laughed a lot. So I that's how I got on.
Yeah.
Plus,
I don't think any.
how many women that were 46 were applying? I think most of the applicants I think were young,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right?
And nobody ever thought to put dirt into the envelope to send to them.
Yeah,
No, nobody ever thought that's
I
like
know.
next level. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that I was running off to
Mm-hmm.
FedEx with these people from work because we were laughing about it. I thought it was all a farce, actually. I
Yeah.
honestly didn't think it was being filmed on a desert island. So I said, "Pull over. We're just gonna throw dirt and let's find some worms and let's throw some shit in there."
Yeah. But you bring up an interesting point about being a woman who's 46, who's applying to be on the show, because it's an issue that the show has really had a hard time with over the course of the running of the show. Of how do we have women who are of like not these very young women, they call them later days sometimes,
Yeah.
and that it's a fine line to walk, and you did such a good job with it of that if you go there to be the mom, like it doesn't tend to go as great. And
No,
you kind of really, established this archetype where you are a mom, but you weren't a mom to
no,
the people that you were there with.
no, no. And the producers, I remember, remember they sit you down before the game begins. I don't know if they do that anymore, but
I
I
don't
was,
know either. I played the
yeah,
same the last time with
right.
you, Kathy.
Yeah, yeah, but the
You've
first
played Survivor more recently than me.
yeah, but they sat us down. I remember it was like 24 hours before we're out. And
Yeah.
like, why were they doing that? But we all sat there, and I remember the producers were there, the associate producers, and all the cameramen. I think it was to intimidate us to see if we were going to quit before we started.
Hmm.
And they definitely said, "Well, you're going to be the mom." And I went, I don't think so. So
Hmm.
when I got out there, and then later when the show was over, they said, "Yeah, you weren't the mom." We had that all wrong. I went, "Yeah, I wasn't the mom." Although I
Hmm.
really did care for a lot of people, because even there were some things that happened, and I was trying to help people out. Especially, I went to them privately a lot of the times to say, "I think you're getting voted out," because I just didn't want them to be totally embarrassed.
Yeah.
But that's not a mom. That's more like a friend.
Yeah. You're gonna give it to them straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not a backstabber.
No, but I wish I was.
Really?
Oh god, yeah. I should have been a
Yeah.
backstabber on All Stars. I should have nailed it. Shit.
Yeah. Why? Who would
Yeah.
you have backstabbed?
Oh my God, I'm trying to think. Um, I can't, I'm not going to be able to recall that really fast, but I remember distinctly when I was
Yeah.
getting towards the end, and Rob and Amber were just, they didn't give a care, they didn't care, and I went,
Hmm.
oh man, I should have been more lethal.
Yeah.
And I remember going for a long walk past where I was supposed to walk, and I went, oh man, I blew it. I should have been more nasty.
The thing for us, just to give some grace to us as the people who played on the All Stars, that nobody had ever played before with people you knew. Like it was,
Yes.
everybody was strangers, and they had never been, like, I think even any of these other shows where people were playing the game with people you already knew. It was
Yeah.
weird.
It was weird. It didn't work. And
Hmm.
and I wish it had worked, but it didn't because there were relationships that had been established and you could tell they were working together even to the bitter end, right?
Hmm.
So it was just different. And I even know Jeff doesn't like that series.
Yeah.
So it's not half as much fun as playing with strangers.
Now, when you went to go to the All Stars, you traveled with the people that were on your tribe, right?
What do you mean? Oh yeah, to get there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
All
knew
the
Lex.
mogos. And
Yep.
did you have any inkling while that was happening that those were going to be the people that was your actual tribe in the game?
No. No,
Yeah.
I didn't know. Why? Did you?
No, I didn't. And
No.
I had like wondered, like, did other people figure this out? Because it really was so weird that you were with these people for like a week and then the game started and you were still with
No.
these people.
No, I know. It was very unusual. It wasn't the
Why did they
whole
do it like that?
I don't know, but the mental dynamic was totally different. Um, it just was totally different on the strategy,
Hmm.
because you were wrestling with, playing the game and knowing the people, and it was a bit exasperating after a while, right?
Yeah.
And
Because we're,
the other thing too on All Stars, I remember Lex and I, we were out foraging for food, and I think we looked off into the distance and saw it was far away, but you could make it out that somebody was grilling on a barbecue. And I went,
oh.
do you see somebody grilling on a barbecue over there? So I remember on Marquesa, it was like, man, you were in that valley and you just felt like nobody was around. I think
Hmm.
that helps for making you feel like a little bit more desperate.
Yeah. So I'd love to know from you about some players that you felt have been some of your other standouts, not necessarily from this season, but like over the years. Are there any people that you really, as like keeping up with this, have been big fans of?
Oh, I gotta tell you, I just think anybody that gets on this show and can get towards the final six,
Hmm.
are rock stars because it's hard. So, nobody really stands out, but I mean, if we went through the roster of people from each season, I went, "Oh yeah, yeah, they were pretty good. Oh yeah, they were really devils." But yeah, no,
Hmm.
nobody like, "Oh my God, they were so good." I think Stephanie was great, but you know,
Which
everybody was
Stephanie? Stephanie LaGrossa?
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
then I love some of the I'm not gonna remember. She's playing in Survivor 50, and she was totally naive about the game. I'm just not gonna remember her name,
Okay,
sorry.
that's fine. Um, you mentioned Survivor 50, which is coming back,
Yeah.
and big season,
Yeah.
and they have 24 people that are coming back. Well, what are your thoughts on what they did for Survivor 50?
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was a little dull.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought they should definitely bring some incredible players from further back.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, what's a percentage of players from Survivor 40 forward? I mean, I think it's
Yeah,
almost
so it's half
50%,
and half.
half
Yeah.
and half, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they definitely should have gone further back. And I don't mean us old folks, but there are definitely people that are probably in their late 40s and 50s that should be on that roster.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I was disappointed.
Yeah, I didn't think that they necessarily nailed it in terms
No,
of what they
no,
did. Where,
no.
they had like an embarrassment of riches to be able to go back from 750 people, and so there were so many people that I think you would have loved to have seen them maybe one more time. Like
Oh
you're
my
not going
God,
to just
yes. Yeah,
bring back
yeah.
some of these other people randomly in Survivor 52.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I thought it was a bit dull, and everybody around me, well, in Vermont, and anybody
Mhm.
that's emailing me is disappointed by it. I haven't had anybody like that's pumped up.
Yeah, I'm sure people will be excited when it comes on that they got it. But I really do feel like that, the first time around that they did the All Stars, that they like it was almost like, okay, they pretty much got everybody that anybody wanted.
Yeah, they did,
Yeah.
and it was good. So I don't know why they didn't go back further. I don't understand that. The only thing I can think of is for ratings, right? And
Hmm.
will people really remember? What's the percentage of viewers that are going to remember people, pre, I don't know, 20 or 15?
No, I
Because
don't think so. It's not. We
you
don't need
don't,
people
I
from
think it's
Survivor
ratings.
48 for ratings. Yeah, I mean, like let's.
I think it is ratings though. They want people that, people are going to remember, especially what's the demographic are they going after? I think I read briefly that they really had to switch things up to try to get more younger viewers, right?
You think
With
so?
younger viewers, you
Yeah.
get better advertisements for younger stuff.
Mm.
No?
Listen, maybe that's possible. I don't know, but I don't really
Yeah.
get the sense that that's the case because it's like the people who were watching the show a year ago, they're still watching the show. They didn't like, okay, I've seen
Yeah.
Survivor 48. That's it. I don't need to see anymore. But if you bring back people from when 30 million people were watching the show, 20 million people were
Yeah.
watching the
Okay.
show,
All
and people were
right.
like, oh, I'll
Okay.
come back. Oh, I didn't know this person was back.
Okay, no, okay, I get it. I agree with you because there were more viewers, right? So you can capture a bigger audience. What I find amazing is even in our little state with low population, I was in the middle of nowhere getting a sandwich and this girl screamed out that it was me and I went, "Oh, but the girl was only 23 years old." I said, "How are
Yeah.
you watching my She goes, "Oh, we're watching all the old series because we think it's more fun. It's better edited."
People love the old stuff.
I thought the editing is boring. But people are watching the old stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Kathy, isn't that so weird about how, because you went and you played and then you were on the All-Stars and you played, and then it was kind of like, all right, well, if you missed it, you missed it. It wasn't
Yeah.
really like that people would come up 3 years later and be like, oh yeah, I just watched your season. But now people are watching all these shows for the first time.
Yeah, yeah, I find it fascinating they're going in and watching our old shows. Like, it's
Hmm.
happened to me multiple times. I went, "Huh,
Hmm.
wow." Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Has there been any different interpretation of you or your character? And if like when younger people are coming to you, does it still hits exactly the same for them as it did for people in the real time?
Yeah, it did. The the
Hmm.
woman that was getting dumped on, the woman that was a bit crazy, but
Yeah.
then she wasn't crazy. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of identification to it. Um, and, when I get an email or somebody mails me something from Poland, the show must have been airing again somewhere over in Eastern Europe
Yeah.
because I was getting, like you probably get, the photograph of ourselves, there's
Hmm.
$2 in the envelope to mail it back signed.
Right.
And then the lovely note is like, God, you should have won. It's just we watched your character develop. So, it's the same thing,
Yeah.
nothing different. But there's definitely, I think, sometimes something, on a podcast or whatnot that they're, relating me to some other cast of characters like Caroline that was a bit, nutty. Oh yeah, that was Kathy in the beginning. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. You didn't like that comparison.
no.
Yeah.
I know I was nutty, but I didn't stay nutty. And it
Hmm.
wasn't nutty as much as just I was way too strong. I was coming on too strong.
Yeah.
I had to backpedal.
Yeah. So in Survivor 50, there's a couple people that are there that you had spent some time with in your Survivor career. Colby is going to be back. Can you
I
believe
know.
that?
No, I was surprised by that, but then again, he's buds with Jeff, right?
I don't know. I had heard that he was buds with Jeff, and then I thought that maybe there was like a falling out.
Oh, okay. Oh, I just think the producers and Jeff love Colby, which is fine.
Hmm.
Colby's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was different that Jenna was coming back.
Yes.
Okay, what's that all about?
Well, I think they like the idea of somebody from the first season, And
I
I
guess
mean,
because she's still young, I don't know. I
mhm,
don't know. I thought that was an unusual pick when you think of everybody between Survivor 1, Borneo for the next 8 seasons.
mhm,
No offense, Jenna, but at the same
yeah.
time, yeah, I was
Did you get
surprised.
along with her in the All-Stars?
Not particularly,
Yeah.
I think she was working
She's
it.
another strong-willed person.
No, she is definitely, and she was working it with Rob,
Yeah.
with a little, nudgy nudgy. So,
Mhm.
yeah, but she was definitely working it with Rob and, kind of discounted who I was. So I didn't give
Yeah.
her too much attention.
Yeah. Um, Trying to think if there's anybody else that nobody else I think that you had played with.
No,
But what about other people you might have run into over the years? Is there anybody else from 50 that you have encountered?
I haven't, but I thought I saw something that Rob and Amber were going to play.
No. So I think that there was a story that Rob got called by Jeff.
Yeah. Oh,
And
okay.
he said, I think I'm good, and
Yeah.
didn't want to do it. But have you been keeping up with our mutual friend's career?
Oh, yes.
He's everywhere. He's
He's
bigger than
everywhere.
ever,
But
Kathy.
also the gambling thing, right? Oh my
What,
God.
poker?
The poker, the gambling
Yeah.
is such a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I haven't been doing a lot of keeping up, but I do see the poker thing and he's into it. He loves it. And
Yeah.
his daughters are incredibly cute.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a great little family going.
For sure. Did you keep up with when he was on the Traders?
I didn't. I heard about it, but I never
Yes.
watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that show yet. I know that's like,
Okay.
"What? You haven't watched Traitors?" I didn't know. I haven't.
You
Um,
should check out the next one.
yeah, no, I will. Because
It
Siri
comes on
won,
in
right?
January.
Yeah. And then did he go far in the game? I can't remember what I read.
I went to like the middle, but he had a big impact.
Yeah. Yeah, of course he would.
He was really, at the height of his powers.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I bet he was good.
He was good, and he was in a good spot. And then, yeah, he's been like having like such a resurgence. Like so many
Yeah.
people like discovered him, and they used to go back to they would show the old videos and say
Oh,
like,
wow.
wait, hold
Yeah.
on, he used to be so hot. They put me
No,
videos.
that's what I've been seeing, and I don't know
Hmm.
if Rob's listening to this, but man, don't we all age? And yeah, remember he was such a hot dude on Marquesa, man. Whoa. And All
When
Stars.
you guys had the pizza party
Yeah.
and how many Coors Light?
Oh my God. I mean, we were chugging them and the
Yeah,
pizza. Yeah, he was delightful. But we had a good time on that when we got the pizza. It was God, that seems like 7 lifetimes ago, but we enjoyed ourselves on that show.
yeah. You know, I had seen that, speaking of TikToks, that you are a bit of a TikTok maker.
Yeah, well, no, I have this friend of mine who does. Wait, I have a friend of mine that does my social media for me
Yes.
because I have no time. I'm too busy with real estate. So and we've had a couple views, like 120,000 views on one TikTok about. I was talking about why I live in Vermont, but
Hmm.
and of course, whenever I do a little TikTok about Survivor, of course, we get a lot of views.
Yeah.
But the TikTok is just kind of an offshoot of Instagram, just to help my business out. But we do have fun with it.
But you're good at it because you're a good storyteller.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we're working it. It's fun.
Hmm.
And, I just, I don't hold back, as you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when I talk about Vermont real estate survivor players, I just
Hmm.
put it out there.
Yeah. How is your real estate business going? How are things?
Yeah, no, real estate's good. And
Yeah.
I really love who I work with. I might, have this adorable young nurse who's never bought anything, shaking in her boots and,
Yeah.
sell her an adorable little house to somebody that just made a bundle of money developing an algorithm for AI and is spending
Hmm.
$5 million on a house and only age 30. So
Yeah.
it's a fascinating business, especially I think maybe where we are, because we are just like a little nucleus of a city here and we attract a cross section of people. I get to have a cross section of society buying homes. And I love their stories because it's fascinating who, what they're doing and, for jobs and what their plans are. I mean, it's really amazing little community that I live in. So it's fun.
Do you ever have people reach out to you and they're like pretending to be interested in a house, but they really just want to meet you?
Oh, no, I don't have that, but what's really funny is, Tammy and I would talk about this. It's about dropping the survivor bomb.
Yeah.
Like, just recently, I was walking this 130 acres with these people that really love this land, and it's gorgeous, and, I was pushing, trees out of the way because we were kind of bushwhacking, and they went, "Wow, Kathy, you don't have to do that for us." I went, "Oh, I got used to it on Survivor." And they went, "What?" And so what I love is when I drop the survivor bomb, like these people in the middle of the 130 acres just stopped and they went, "What? You were on Survivor?" And, they go, "Wow, okay, wait. I think I watched that season. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go back." I couldn't get them to move for like 10 to 15 minutes because they were asking me 100 questions. So when I drop the survivor bomb, as I call it, people go, "Wait a minute, really?" And it's
Hmm.
so entertaining. I'm sure you do the same.
It's definitely a weird thing to bring. I almost never will bring it up. If anything, sometimes my
Yeah.
wife will bring it up in conversation, like, "Oh, did you know he was on Survivor?" But I find that it really ends up really sort of like taking, unless somebody is and I have no problem talking to, me. If
Yeah.
somebody's a fan of the show, I have no problem talking about it. But I feel like when somebody doesn't really know a lot about the show or doesn't really know what it is, I think it makes everything so much more weird,
Oh,
and
I
it's just
agree.
such a
Yeah,
hard
no, I
thing to
agree.
now, like, it's just you drop this the thing in the punch bowl, and now
Well,
it's
the
now
thing
it's
is,
just,
I
yeah,
agree with
consumes
you,
it.
though. I do agree with you. The only time I don't do it often, but when I do do it, it's because I've gotten relatively close to the client,
Yeah.
and then I just mention it. And it really does revolve around something that we're doing or talking about, maybe negotiations or something.
Hmm.
And but I love it when they go, "What?"
Yeah.
It's really entertaining. It's entertaining, and then it's entertaining that some people haven't even watched it, but they've heard of the show, right?
Yeah.
So then they go home and they watch the show, and then all of a sudden I'm getting texts galore.
Yeah. And then you also, I know you have the Survivor tattoo. Do people ever spot that?
Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I go, "Oh, yeah, well, we all got it. We all got the turtle." And then
Hmm.
they said, "Everybody did?" I said, "Yeah, even Pascal, who's a circuit judge, but I think he has it on his lower back somewhere."
A
And
lower
then
back tattoo for Pascal.
I think it's on his ass. And then Nalia had to get one too, where you can't see it being a Mormon.
Hmm.
So I think,
Yeah.
Nalia, where did you get yours? Because you're probably listening to this. I think she got it on the top of her shoulder. So we
Okay.
all got these little turtle
Tasteful.
tattoos, which means friends forever in
Friends forever.
Marquesa terminology for tattoos.
Yeah. So one of the people that really got a lot of buzz going into Survivor 50 was that Sean was going to come back for Survivor 50.
Oh yeah.
And from what I understand, I think he did. They did talk to him for whatever reason. It didn't work out. How do you think that that would have gone for
Oh
Sean to
God,
come back?
I think it would have been great.
Yeah.
Sean is he would bring that humor, right? And snarky shit,
Hmm.
right? And plus he's athletic, even though he's probably older. I think he would have been a really good one to bring back.
Yeah.
Uh, but I could see maybe he didn't want to do it, right? Because maybe it got old. But Sean would be so fun. Damn, that guy was great. Mm. And I remember even dancing with him at remember they had these huge parties. They don't do
Sure.
that anymore. Yeah.
No,
Okay. So all the contestants that didn't get the CVS parties, you lost out. It was so much fun.
they were so. I mean, but even by the time I got to go to one, it was still a big deal.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember, I think CVS, we were in a 4-level club in New York
Hmm.
City and
Yeah.
we just took over. And Sean and I were dancing like I think until 3 in the morning. The guy's great.
Well, Kathy, I think that's something that might be missed on the new era contestants is that the older era contestants could really hang.
Yeah, I agree.
They really knew how to party, and they weren't kids, right?
No,
That
no.
people would that they would have these parties and they would be crazy.
Oh my God, like crazy. Like I remember even in the cab ride between, remember they in Marquesa they built that tiki hut,
Hmm.
right? In Central Park. What?
Yep.
Right? Do you know that
Yep.
my mother sat next to Donald Trump? Like what?
So I don't like to get too political on the show, but I know that he owned that skating rink and that he
Right.
was there that night. I know there's
He
like
was.
famously some stories of like, oh, that's the night Mark Burnett met Donald Trump.
Yes, it's so funny. And so my mother's sitting next to Trump. And the other thing that CBS did, which I thought was hysterical, is they put my whole family in the front row because everybody thought I was going to win, right?
Yeah.
They totally spoofed everybody. But
Hmm.
then even taking a cab ride over to that club, I mean, we were hanging out of the cab. I think my entire body was hanging out of a window. Woo! I mean, we partied.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
So that night, also famously, Rosie hosted the Survivor Marquesas finale, and
Yep.
it was such a big deal. It seems like that Rosie really took a liking to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it was great. We bonded somewhat in that brief interview. I think it was like 45 minutes. But that's
Hmm.
because, we're a woman and got, skunked at the end. So she was great. And then winning the car, it was a big deal back then. All the pieces and parts of the marketing that CBS would do. It was
Hmm.
fun. It was exciting. I think now, the fact that they announced the votes at the aisle and everybody just flies home, I liked what they did back then. It was exciting.
Yeah, I think that I understand the reasons why they had to do it with COVID, but
Yeah.
I don't like that when they start saying, no, no, it's better that we do it this way. It's better because now we get all the like real time reactions from everybody.
Yeah. Hey, remember too the walk? What do they call it? The walk where you go past all the torches at the
The
end?
rites of passage.
Okay. Why haven't they brought that back? I thought that was terrific. They find this incredible scene. They flew us to helicopters at the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
Why don't they bring that back? Is it too expensive? I think it's too expensive.
I think they think it's too boring. I think that they feel like,
Really? Yeah.
it was one thing when the show was like really epic and everybody mattered, but I think that they probably was a point where it's like, okay, does anybody remember like the third person who got voted out? But I hope for 50 they bring it back because you know
Yeah,
what
no,
they
funny
take
that is. Yeah.
the
But the thing is, I
they
think they do remember. I think if
yeah.
the rites of passage was just a little shorter, it
Hmm.
was so dramatic.
But it's cyclical of like that there were these things that they had them in the show and then they took them away. And then if they anytime they put them back, we're like, yes, thank you. We got them. They put it back in. Like you guys are
Yeah.
geniuses.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
We love it.
Uh,
Put it back in.
yeah, I'm sure they get a ton of don't they have people that write in with ideas for challenges now? Right.
I'm not sure how much they take the ideas that get written in, but
Yeah.
I'm sure at some point that they did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still enjoy the challenges as part of the show?
I
Or is it
do,
sort
but
of you zone out?
no, I don't. It's just, it's pretty atypical, right? Run the gauntlet, do the puzzle, right? Run
Hmm.
the gauntlet, do the puzzle. Run the
Yeah.
gauntlet, do the
Where is
puzzle.
like flying a kite?
Yeah, but that was so bad. Do you know what? The producers came up to me and they went, "Oh my God, it took us the better part of 2 days to set up the challenge." Right?
Yeah.
They flew us to that bizarre little
Was that one of
island.
the challenges? They said, okay, that these people are too tired. Let's just have them fly a kite today.
No, I think they thought it was going to be really big and, just a real dramatic
Yeah.
scene. But also remember that Marquesa wasn't supposed to be filmed on Marquesa. So
Yes.
all the
You're supposed to go to
challenges,
Jordan, right?
Jordan, yeah, because they told me later, which everybody knows now, that those challenges are packed up in, metal containers over in Jordan.
Oh,
So
I
they
didn't know
had
that.
Oh yeah, they already were over there. So they had to come up with these, and I think it was like, okay, let's have them make kites.
Yeah.
It wasn't good, but I enjoyed it because I
So I
knew
never
about
really
putting
thought
it.
about that. So were there not
Yeah,
that many sort of like big build challenges
right. I don't
in,
think they had time.
yeah.
I honestly, they didn't have time
Because
because
nowadays,
think of
everything's
yeah,
parked
but
in Fiji.
well, remember they did do some like they flew us up to that maze. I don't know why they don't bring that back. That maze challenge was exciting.
Yeah, what did they do at the final four?
No,
Uh,
no, it was
oh
further
no, no,
back.
you guys in the pre-merge, you did a maze, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I thought the maze was clever. I think people would like to watch that again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think they didn't have a lot of time to build stuff, so they were winging it in other venues like the
Yeah.
kite or the stilts. Oof. Yeah.
Well, I know that famously the Marquesa was a very tough location. Like
Yeah.
one of the worst locations to actually be at for the contestants.
Yeah. It was awful. And I think
Yeah.
it's awful too for production.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was bad.
And when they complain about how bad it is in Fiji now, do you
Oh,
laugh at them?
yes, because I've been to the Fiji. I help support Eco Challenge, Mark Burnett's crazy
Mm-hmm.
adventure race. So I was all over that island with those teams from all over the world.
Did you
It's
run the Eco Challenge?
no, 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 no. I was just supporting it. There were three of us from Marquesa that came back, and
Yeah.
we flew over there, and it was fun just to support the teams. There was a team from Vermont, and so I went over because they were going over. But Fiji was nothing. I mean, that island that we were on at Marquesa was just filthy with pig shit. It was just different. Fiji's beautiful. It's pretty gentrified down along the coastline. And
Mm-hmm.
then up in the mountains, there's nothing precariously bad about it.
Okay. Well, one of the things that's very dangerous in Fiji is the very dangerous and venomous
Snakes.
sucrate snake.
Yeah.
And
How
I think
weird.
people were thinking of you this season when there was
Yeah.
the snake bite because it's one of the most famous moments in the history of Survivor
Isn't
when
that just great?
John Carroll
I
got
know.
it's stung by the sea urchin and only you could come to the rescue.
Such a wonderful memory. I just can't get over it that I peed on him. The thing is, let's remember,
Yeah.
please, that Pascal tried.
Yes.
Yes, but there was performance anxiety
Mm-hmm.
because there were cameras.
Yeah.
And then I definitely wanted to go behind a rock. So I dragged John behind this huge boulder. And of course, CBS, they have cameras everywhere. So somehow they got it, right? But yeah, the thing is, I remember though, John looked at me and he seriously said, Kathy, you've got to do it. And all the other women were up in the jungle. And I went, okay, fine, let's just get it done.
Yeah.
But just being in Fiji with Eco Challenge, right? I mean, those
Yeah.
teams were in the water. I was in the water a lot, and I didn't see any venomous snakes. That was really wild that
Mm-hmm.
happened.
Yeah. And it was a dry bite and
Yeah,
they still pulled him.
yeah. I don't blame them though. God only knows what could happen to them. 5 days in. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
seriously, they said it's a dry bite, but they weren't sure.
mhm. I was looking at your old Survivor bio before we came on, and something that I don't know if I knew about you was that before you did Survivor, that you did a cross country bicycle trip.
I
Do I have
did.
that right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And
Can you?
I remember the producers asked me about that. Remember getting back to that last meeting on Marquesa where I was in front of everybody. And I remember one of the top producers said, "Did you really bike across America?" And I went, "Yeah, are you questioning that?" And he goes, "No, but I'd like to do it." I said, "You know what? It was an amazing experience to bike. Just get on your bike and go from coast to
Yeah.
coast." Yeah, but what was really wonderful about it was from the American Lung Association.
Yeah.
So I did it in honor of my dad who died from lung disease, and I raised a boatload of money. Did I raise like $3 million? It was hard to get everybody to give me those checks, but
Hmm.
to bike across America was really interesting because every state had a different vibe and people were different and the topography. It was really good. I
Yeah.
wish everybody could do it.
One of the things that I thought was always really cool, and speaking of your dad, was when you're doing the final three hands on the idol challenge in Marquesas, you
Yeah.
talked about how you had that conversation with your dad. And
Yeah.
I always thought that was really amazing that you got that experience.
I know it was. It was definitely because I put my nose down and work hard and play hard, and
Like
I
Zoe.
also, yeah, right, play hard. But at the same, remember? Yeah, she plays hard.
Hmm.
Oh, Zoe. Yeah,
I didn't
it
mean to
was
interrupt, Kathy.
no, 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 but I remember Zoe. I play hard. Uh,
Hmm.
but you know, it's an out of body experience if you want it to be in Survivor, right?
Hmm.
Where you're just out there without having to pay a mortgage, you don't use a car, you're really self-actualizing who you are. And then all of these players are making judgment of you. Not all these, I mean, just a simple amount of people. So after a while, you do go into a retrospective uh, mental state. Like, who am I? So, and I did go through a transformation, kind of like Jerry did on her second time in or third time. So,
Hmm.
and the producers noticed that too. But I remember on that challenge, right, just staying on those poles, I had to reach out to somebody because it got painful after a while. And I thought about my dad going through his battles to stay alive. And I went, oh my God, if he could do that, I can do this. Jesus. So it was great though. I loved reconnecting with my dad. It was
Yeah.
really powerful. And I know that Jeff lost his dad close to that time period. So
Yeah.
he and I both kind of talked about it at one point.
Yeah. My dad has been gone for some time. He passed away in 2011, but I recently had a I felt like that I like in really reached out and like had a conversation with a one-sided conversation of just thinking about like giving him a bunch of updates, and I would really was like I was in tears. Like I really
Yeah.
was like it was a very like profound experience that I had had,
Yeah. It's wonderful when that
and it
happens, isn't
reminded
it?
me of you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so lovely. It was. It was great. And it's because your mind calms down, but you are looking inward of who you are and what these people are thinking about you. And do you really want to backstab somebody to make that $1,000,000?
Hmm.
After you're feeding each other and you're holding each other on that show. I had a real hard time with the backstab thing, even on Marquesa and All Stars. But I know that if I had divorced myself, because how many people told you too while you were playing, it's only a game, Kath. It's just a game.
Hmm.
It's just a game. I went, no, it's not. Hello. These are real relationships. And
Yeah.
no, I couldn't get anybody to agree with me actually on Marquesa. I
I'd
had a
love to
hard
get your take on this because I feel like that it's the show in its current state. I feel like has really gone all in on. It's about the growth of the players. It's
yeah.
about the journey that they're on, and much less so about the prize and about the money and what people are willing to do. As somebody who did get so much out of the experience, do you like that as the direction of the show?
Yeah, no, I do. I really do. I think it's wonderful to see how people have changed or, figuring things out like Savannah, right? Savannah showed her vulnerable side. If she did that a little bit more on Survivor 49, I think she would be more accepted. But,
Yeah.
she definitely has a dramatic face about her that's negative, so she's becoming the villain, and also her
Mhm.
moves, but, you know, really, in real life, I think she should show more of her vulnerability, and there would be a different angle to it. Um, so I think the game, and what they're doing by showing more personalities is good, but they don't do enough of it. There's not enough time. Like
Mhm.
Rizzo, who's trying to be another Mariano. Um, they need to show a little bit more of the soft side of the kid because I think he's getting a bad rap when really he's probably an interesting kid.
Mhm.
But they really are, trying to emulate, the Mariano Godfather, dude. So,
Mhm.
so I
A
think they are doing,
Riz Godfather.
yeah, Riz Godfather.
Do you know about
But
the Riz, Kathy?
what?
Do you know about Riz?
No.
That's what like the kids are saying.
Oh God, of course I won't know.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a charisma. It's like short for charisma.
Oh, okay, Riz.
Yeah, that's why
Oh,
he's the
got it.
Riz God.
It's a Riz. Oh, God, so out of it, but that's okay. I like to
Yeah.
be out of it. But I do like that they're showing more of that, interesting side to them. They're not doing a lot of it, but they are.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
wish they the only thing too is I I I do think, they don't show enough of, the foraging and food situation. So, on this show, I said, how are they eating? And they're not eating anything. So
Mm-hmm.
I was confused by that. Are they eating enough coconut? They showed a lot on our seasons, right? About what we're doing for food.
Yeah. Well, did you have rice in Marquesas or no?
No, I think one time, but
One
not
time.
really. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just on All Stars. Yeah.
Where they make a big deal about how they don't give you any rice and now, you
Yeah.
don't have your flint or anything like that. So it's shorter, but it's harder, they say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I can see that. I mean, I think not having a
But
flint
on
and
Survivor
fire,
All Stars, we didn't even have what did we have when we got there? Nothing.
nothing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. This whole short thing, right? And even though they make it tougher with the flint, I know people don't like hearing this, but by God, that last 12 days, right? From
Yeah.
26 to 38 is
Yeah.
god awful.
Yeah.
God awful. I remember it. That last 7 days, we were all going, seriously? We got another 7 days? I mean, it's
Well,
pure,
like Pascal, that they had to give him, like, he had to miss tribal
I know,
council after he got voted out of the game.
I know. I mean, that extra 7 days is shit. And the other thing too is I'm sure it costs less to do 26 days than
Yeah,
38.
well, I'm sure that's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure part of it. And I think it's fine they shortened it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that extra 7 days, people need to understand is brutal. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
In
that's where we lose that extra, like, oh my God, I remember the producers looking at my body going, oh my God, Kathy. I went, I know. Because I lost 42 pounds. I started getting weird looking.
mm-hmm. I don't know about weird looking, Kathy.
No, I was weird looking. I was starting to get weird skinny legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I feel
skinny
like
legs.
that Pascal couldn't get up off the ground.
No, he couldn't. I
Yeah.
remember a couple times the producer said, "Can you guys get up?" And we went,
Mm-hmm.
"No." "Can you do something today?" And we went, "No."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think should they come back and say, listen, we have to do 26 days? Like, the research shows us like we should have never been doing 39 in the first place. Like
Yeah,
39 was too dangerous.
I think it was. But I
Yeah.
remember somebody told me, maybe the doctor.
But what they do, this is what they're like, and maybe I could help, that they come out and they say, no, we looked at it, 26 is better. They don't say that like 39 was too dangerous. They say, no, we this is actually better. That they always try
Yes,
to like gaslight you. Like, no. Trust us.
I
That this
know.
it's better that we do it this way. You'll
It is
like
better.
it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like how you
And
trick
now,
your
but the thing
kids.
is, they are putting it down that we're saying, well, wait a minute, we were there for 39 days, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know. Jeff's like
Like
going, what's
those were
this?
heroes that went 39 days. Like that's like they don't build them like that anymore. It's way too dangerous. We can't do that.
I remember, I think it was the doctor back then. I asked,
Dr.
why is it
Ado?
third? Yeah, yeah. I said,
Mhm.
why is it 39 days? Why is it not 42 days? Why 39? He
Yeah.
definitely said, because your body after 40 days is going to start to have a real problem. I went, oh,
Mhm.
great.
So
Oh,
go
wait. And you know what?
right
You
up
know,
until
and you know what I remember too? Getting on the jet to fly home. We were on a
yeah.
private jet to get to the main airport over in Tahiti. And I remember the doctor came around and was giving us these additional meds. And I went, what is this med for? Well, we found out that on the island there was definitely some cases of elephantiasis. I went, what? And there's another name for that, but it's when your legs blow up, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and so we're all sitting there going, holy shit. So we're
Mhm.
popping these meds. I think I watched my legs for the next year, like, oh God.
Yeah. No word about any elephantitis from the cast of Survivor Marquesas.
Blown up legs.
Yes.
Anyway. Yep.
Kathy, can I ask you about do you remember when we went to Montreal together?
Yes. Okay. Do you still have those photographs?
I'm not sure. I'm
Oh,
let
no.
me actually let me
No, you
look.
know what? I can find them. I'm gonna send them to you, and you gotta show
Yes.
them on your podcast because we
Yes.
had wasn't that fun? That was so much fun.
Yes. See, we did have a lot of fun. We went to the Montreal Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. And we like, but for me, I feel like that the most vivid memory I have is when we went to go do the play
Well,
or
that's what I
the like,
mean.
yeah, the musical production of the walk, not the Walking Dead, the living, the what is it called?
It
The
was. It was The
it's
Living
the
Dead.
Walking Dead, the Living Dead. Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah, and they made us up. I mean, we had professional makeup artists that made us look like dead people, and they were
Yes.
it was but it was spot on. It was
Yes.
Broadway quality.
And you were such a sport, and we were with Sheehan, and but I was like, I feel very much like I always feel bad because I feel like that I was a crank and I didn't want to
What?
put makeup on. I didn't want to
Oh, I
like
don't remember that.
I don't want to be a zombie. Like I wanted to come to the comedy festival. Like it's not
Oh God,
Halloween.
I don't remember, but
Oh,
remember when
good.
we
Okay,
did
good.
do it?
Because in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, Kathy must think like I'm such a
No.
drip.
Oh, I don't remember that, but I do remember getting made up and then going out and doing our like one scene. We didn't do much, but it was
Hmm.
so hysterical to
Yeah.
see us dressed up like, dead people.
Do you remember
I
also we got roasted by Triumph, the insult comic dog was there?
Oh, right. That's
Hmm.
right. Oh, we got totally nailed. Yeah, it was fun. That
Yeah.
was a fun event.
That was
Way to
exciting.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was good.
Yeah, look at us. Um,
I think we're doing great.
I think so. We're
I
hanging in
think we're
there.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um, have are there any other like interesting experiences from that you got to do from Survivor that the fans might not know about?
oh God, we got I got, we went to so many different places. I got flown out to a lot of it's not really that interesting, but town clerks and town offices flew me around the country because of
Town
real estate, right?
clerks.
Because
Okay.
when you're a
Yeah.
real estate agent, you work with the town offices
Yeah.
on stuff. And I would have to do some motivational talks to these groups of
Yeah.
town officials. And I remember one time, I think it was in St. Louis, and I walked onto the stage, and there must have been 2,000 people there. And I went, oh, oh,
Yeah.
and my shtick was I wear my dirty clothes, which by the way, I've never washed the clothes that I had.
Is that safe?
I don't know.
Is that okay?
I never wanted to wash them because they smell so bad.
Yeah.
So they're now in this vacuum bag, and so they don't get moldy.
They should
And
be
I
in the
haven't
Smithsonian.
I haven't opened them up, but I'm sure they're disgusting.
Hmm.
Anyway, I would go to these events to do these motivational talks because my transformation on the show, I
Yeah.
would talk to women's groups, and that one particular 2,000 women, there were TV screens like up and down this ballroom, and there I was in my dirty clothes telling people how to stick it out when times get
Yeah.
tough.
Do you
And I
still
remember
do talks like that?
no, no, I
Yeah.
don't. Once in a blue moon. But
Yeah.
it was really funny when I would walk by people in my dirty clothes. They go, "Woo!" I
Hmm.
said, "Yeah, I haven't washed them." They thought it was weird, but then they said, "Well, that's kind of a good idea." It does. It reminds me of how disgusting we were. We were, remember?
Of course.
Yeah, they don't even talk about that. Oh, so dirty,
Hmm. Yeah.
so filthy.
And then it must be interesting though that like that the smell brings you back. Like it's probably visceral.
Yes.
Like so maybe I can understand maybe you don't want to wash it.
No, I know it sounds weird to everybody when they're listening to this, but when you do open it up, you go, "Oh my God, it was just
Yeah.
so filthy." And I distinctly remember at the end of Marquesa how we were just commenting that we are living here with one set of clothing, and we were so tired, we just didn't care. We didn't even I think we had an extra set of underwear, we never wore them. We would just go swimming and thinking that was taking care of it, but that's because we got so tired.
Hmm.
But, yeah, I just did that because I wanted to remember the trashiness of how dirty we got. Oh,
Yeah.
I
Kathy,
remember. Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
remember. Yeah, no, I
Oh.
remember Shan and I, we would just go bury ourselves in the sand just to, thinking that would take the dirt off. I
Hmm.
remember a couple times we were naked, burying
Yeah.
ourselves in the sand, and there, of course, comes the Zodiac with the cameraman.
Yeah.
And I went, there's no way I'm going to be on national television where they blur out my body. It's not
Hmm.
happening. So I said, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to continually say FUCK. Just keep saying it.
Hmm.
Because if we say that 100 times while they're filming, there's just no way. They might think it's funny, but I think the family editing at CBS will say, no, no, can't do that. So we were naked and they were filming us and we are just going, buck, 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 buck. And it worked like a charm. They said, come on, the camera guys, come on. I went, well, you guys have to leave. And they left.
Hmm.
It's
That's
a
a
good
good
memory.
it's a good tip.
Yeah, just swear a lot.
um, Kathy, what's next for you? What else do you still want to do?
I know. Oh God. It's such a good
Because I
question
thought
when you
you're not
get
slowing down, right?
No, no, I know. It's such a good question because when you get to a certain time of your life and your business is great and family's good and you go, wow, there's only one last hurrah here. So what do you want to do? I think right now I'm just concentrating on traveling and meeting people, but I am a big protester. Just so you know, I
Oh.
protest. Oh yeah. Yep. I am protesting ICE.
Yes.
So, yep.
So
And well,
have
I'll tell you
you?
what happened in Vermont.
Okay, tell
I
me.
gotta have credits for this because the local University of Vermont
I,
students
I
were,
wouldn't think that there would be a lot of ice in Vermont.
oh,
Or
wait,
the
I
only
gotta tell
ice
you, I have
maybe when you're snowboarding.
I have to tell you the story.
Yeah.
So these UVM students were leaving the airport like at 2:30 in the morning because the flight was delayed, and they noticed ICE agents were pulling up with their masks on, and they had these poor immigrants that were picking apples in upstate New York
Right.
and pulling them through the airport in the middle of the night when TSA wasn't opened, and the airport was just letting them flow through and jumping on an American Airlines jet. So we decided to protest it. And after we protested enough and talked to the airport commission, they shut it down. And we were very proud of ourselves that we shut that down because our airport gets federal funding.
Hmm.
But we're still getting funded and the ICE agents are gone.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm a protester, and because of what's happening in Washington, I keep thinking I should get into politics, but I won't. But I'm just protesting like crazy with a lot of fun people up here.
Yeah. How did you get involved? Like when you say we, because I don't know how to get involved in
See what I
something like
mean?
that.
Okay, so everybody that's listening, just do me a favor. Just go online to the indivisible groups, right?
Hmm.
And I wish more young people were protesting because this is going to affect your lives, right? It really is. It's going to be long lasting with the economy and everything. But this group called Indivisible, they have thousands of groups in every state. There's a little indivisible group, and you can find out where the latest protests are. And you don't have to protest ICE, but I think ICE and what they're doing in Chicago and whatnot is just awful. I
Hmm.
mean, just so much violence. And so I found out about this indivisible group, and I found out when the next protest is. And I'm standing there protesting various items about what's happening with our government.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yet, more young people need to do it. They need to understand how dangerous what's happening.
yeah. But at the same time, look at you. It keeps you young.
No, it does. I'm involved. Got to
Yeah.
be involved. Yep. I
Okay.
will have to, I'll text you some of the signs I made.
I would love to see them. Are they funny?
Yeah, I try to make them funny,
Hmm.
especially with Trump. Hysterical
Yes.
ones.
Okay.
Because you must be watching the comedy about Trump, the late night comedy.
I see it.
Oh, it's so good. Jimmy Kimmel?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so good. He's spot on.
Yeah. Do you text with Rosie ever?
No,
Okay. Because if you could reconnect with her, you'd have like a lot, probably a
like a
lot.
platform, right? I don't even know where she is. No, I haven't.
She's
I
probably
just
in like
I
Ireland.
Oh, is she? Yeah. I just Googled Mark just to see
Yes.
what he looks like. He looks good.
Mark Burnett.
Yeah, he's 64. I thought he was older.
Yeah, I think he's like some sort of like special ambassador to like the UK.
Oh, he is. Yes,
Yes.
I read that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
they're all looking good. 64. Of course, being in Hollywood at 64, you can get taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, but they look good. Jeff looks good. Don't you think Jeff looks good?
I think Jeff looks good.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And he loves Survivor as much as ever.
He's really, yeah, he's very good. At first, I thought he was getting bored with it at one
I
point.
think he was getting bored with it at one point.
I think he was like after All Stars, like 3 or 4 seasons after,
Mm-hmm.
but then he brought it back. So it's good.
Yeah, I
He's
think he
done a
was
great
bored
job.
as the host of Survivor. I think that he like really gets very fulfilled from doing all of the like the creative of Survivor.
Yeah. And also some of the interesting people that do hit it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely plays favorites.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who are some of his favorites?
Oh, yeah. I think right now, he loves Steven. I think he's into Steven. I think he was into Nate.
Yes.
Yeah. The old guy, the older guy didn't make it. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
playing hard enough.
I
Lovely man.
Yeah, he seemed like that he just wanted to keep things like nice and calm and didn't
Yeah.
want things to get too crazy.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Not in this. No, you can't do it. You got to work it.
Yep.
Right. So,
All right.
you can just tell, I can tell the way his pitch of his voice when he asks questions. Like I think he likes the young Sophie B. But then Sophie B she seems humble. Her head's always down. Maybe that's because she's starving.
She's had a
But
hard time.
she's had a hard time, but her head's down as a person. When you put your head down, that means you're humbled.
Yeah.
And I like that about her.
Do you do a lot of body language reads?
Yeah, well, I learned that to go on All Stars. I had this woman that taught me about body language.
Yeah.
Not that it helped me, but
Yeah.
she was just telling me about when people do things with their bodies, what you can, expect. Of
Was there
course.
ever a time when it gave you a piece of information?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I mean, I think Jerry definitely showed who she was by her body language. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people do. I mean,
Yeah.
Boston Rob did. He was confident, his shoulders were back all the time,
Mm-hmm.
chest puffed out, calm body,
Yeah.
burrowed
Still. Right.
burrowed eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Kathy, catching up with you is so much fun. Is there anything else you want to tell people to check out
Oh,
or
no,
that you want people to know about?
no, I think it's fine. It was just great
Yeah.
to recap. It's always fun to recap what we went through, isn't it?
I mean, I do it all the time. So
No, it's true, you do.
I just don't always get the chance to talk to too many people that actually were there when I was there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's wonderful that we had that experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I go back and I think about it on All Stars, I mean, we're so young and, basically naive, but we thought we had our act together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great experience. It was so much fun to go through experimenting with who we were and then trying to win at the same time, but then being ourselves and then being on a major television production. It was fascinating.
Yeah.
It really was. I'm so glad to talk to you. You look great.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I love that you have 2 boys
Mm-hmm.
and you're enjoying life. Way to go.
Yes. Yes. How's Patrick?
He's great. He's hysterical.
Yeah.
He has 3 girls and they're all playing elite hockey. They're
Oh
really great.
wow.
They're hockey stars. So I'm driving all over the place to Syracuse, New York, and to Boston, and they're just playing really good hockey. And Patrick's hysterical. He's just a really funny boy. You would like him.
Yeah. All right. Well, Kathy, where can people keep up with you?
I know. Well, I mean, my Instagram is really about real estate. I should probably
Mm-hmm.
do more Instagramming about what I'm doing. But
Yeah.
I have an Instagram account. It's the O'Brien O'Connell Group. You can find me.
Yeah.
And
Who's
I don't know.
O'Connell?
Oh yeah. Well, that was that's Patrick's name. So I was originally
Ah,
married to an O'Connell.
yes.
So Patrick's name is O'Connell.
Okay. So,
So
so
that
you do the real estate. Your business is with your son.
Oh, yeah, no, I forgot to say that. Yeah,
I
Patrick's
didn't know
been with
that.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been with me for 10 years now.
Oh,
He's
that's
good.
awesome.
Yeah, no, he's really fun. He's fun.
Yes.
He's made and to be able to, have your son working with you, I mean, it's really
Yeah.
a joy. It's a plus.
Yeah. That is so interesting because I
Yeah.
feel like, there's so many like, father-son businesses, but I think that's so rare to hear about of
Yeah,
a
daughter
mother-son
mother, son.
business.
Well, there are definitely times when it's like, but that's okay,
Yeah.
we figure it out.
Yeah. Well, that's really
Anyway,
cool.
yeah.
That's must be really, really fun that you get to do that.
It is. It is. It's lovely. It's been I mean, totally. I am so glad that you contacted me because 'cause it's been joyful reminiscing,
Yeah.
and it's so good to see you and you're
And
smiling. I
yeah,
love
and
that you
Kathy,
smile.
Thank you so much. And I was thinking about it this morning about how I feel like that one of the few highlights that I have in Survivor All Stars is when we do the challenge where we're opening up the boxes and like you say that something along the lines of like, oh, I know what, like I can read you, I know what's on your mind, maybe from the body language, that's
Yeah,
how
yeah,
you knew.
yeah.
And but it was just like a really fun like back and forth, and so I was just feeling like I would have been so thrilled to get the chance to be on the beach with you on Survivor All Stars.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's they just need to bring us all back, right?
Hmm. All right, one of these days. Well, anyway, Kathy, thank you so
Yeah.
much. And Kathy, I got such a great response from people when we announced that you were coming on. So many people said they audibly gasped that when they heard you were going to be
Oh my
back
god,
on.
that's so flattering, isn't it? Good
Hmm.
God. Yeah, it really is flattering. I'm humbled. Heads down.
Yes. Well,
My head
it's
is
just
down.
it is amazing that the impact that you and like these, titans of the game have on people where, all these years have gone by, but that for whatever reason you touched people
Yeah.
and it stayed with them.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's just like what Madison did. I showed people who I was. I mean, I was crying on the show, but it was really earnest. It was real.
Hmm.
So I exposed who I was, and I wish more players would do that because it really is powerful. I didn't mean to do it, but I'm sure that's why people identify.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want people taking advantage of me, but at the same time, I was floored by the experience. And I showed it. But then I wanted to be good to people, but then I wanted to play hard. So it was really a juxtaposition. I think people saw all sides of me, but in the end, I was just me and I didn't have that backstabbing capability. I just couldn't
Hmm.
do it. Couldn't do
Yeah.
it.
Well, Kathy, thank you so much. Thanks
All right,
everybody so
take
much for
care.
listening. Take care. Have a good one.
Yeah, you
Bye.
too.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.